Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Heidi-ho, and back to the show. Here we are on The Local Show on 570 WSYR, also on YouTube, Zoey Advertising. If you tend to look at your YouTube a lot, you can look up Zoey Advertising on YouTube. You will find a bunch of video clips that we have taken, and you will also find snippets of the show. I have all sorts of weird stuff coming up in my timeline on YouTube, and I primarily look for the same things. You know, it's audio gear, how to use certain audio things, photography, videography, and all those things. But somehow I get girls doing yoga as well in the shorts, and I don't know why. So my wife's looking over my shoulder in the bedroom the other day, and she's going, "What are you watching?" I said, "I don't know. They're serving me up all this how to stretch and these girls in tights and things, and I feel obligated that I have to look at them. I have to analyze them, right?
It knows us
It's
somehow.
a little too much.
I get camera stuff, electronic stuff, a lot of drone stuff because I'm interested in flying. Police chases. I wonder why. I find them very interesting.
That's interesting.
You know, like police chase, because it is.
Now, why do you get that and I don't get that?
Yeah,
I've never looked at a
police chases. I like live cams of wildlife.
Right, sure, yeah.
And I love.
Do they serve that up to you?
They do.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out.
You get yoga pants, and Steve gets wildlife.
Yeah.
Now, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to make a joke. I've never looked up specifically girls in tights.
Are you signed in?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
It might just be male.
Right, yeah, my age and what have you, yeah. But I don't know how, microwave fixes turns into 50 ways to stretch in yoga pants.
No.
But
no, maybe George Powers knows the answer.
Well, I'm going to forward it over to George because you might want to look at that yourself.
I should learn how to stretch.
That's right. Learn how to breathe and stretch and all that. We're talking with George Powers right now. He's the owner of Powers Accounting and Business Services right here on The Local Show. George, how are you?
I am doing super great. Cannot complain.
Snappy, happy New Year.
That's right.
What goes on at your office in the first quarter?
Oh, well.
Is it like hysteria or what? What goes on?
Depends on which area. On the payroll, they are obviously up to their necks, but it's beyond that. They're underwater right now.
Right.
Signing up new people on the payroll, getting the year-end done, getting the W-2s out. So there's a lot going on. And we have a lot of new clients starting up.
I see.
Starting up fresh at the year. A lot of new businesses starting too. So.
Oh, great. Hey,
it is a little bit chaos. I have to admit, we got a lot going on.
Are people thinking, wow, I got to do something different? So are they starting because there's a natural bend at the beginning of the year? I got to do it different.
Right, I got to do everything different.
There is some of that, okay, new year, new way of doing things.
Right.
There's that natural thing that people do at the new year.
Sure.
But it's also, people are making their side gig into full-time businesses. It's just a lot going on right this time of the year.
What do you see like the hottest business trend? Like, let me ask it differently.
Yoga pants.
Yes, watching yoga pants videos.
Is there a particular business that you think is going to do really well in this new year, 2023? I
give up trying to predict. My ball is
you're not a prognosticator.
No, it's broken. I just wait to see. I've seen people make money in every single solitary business that you can possibly imagine, and some that you think should make money and don't. It really depends on the management, the operations. Make sure your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, and that you're doing the right things for your customers and clients.
But there's trends. To Tom's point, I think it's a great question. If I'm trying to sell ice to Eskimos, it seems like I would have a lower success rate than hot water on a cold water.
Well,
on
you see
you're seeing services. Services are still booming. Obviously, retail stores are struggling. But and they will continue to do so with the internet that we have. But I would say professional services are right now booming. Also, trades. So because tradesmen are such demand.
Absolutely.
So I would say in general, services are growing.
What about
strong.
these pot shops? The vapes and I see a lot of
them.
They look very colorful.
Well, the pot shops are going to have a real struggle. Everybody wants to get into it, but the problem with selling marijuana is it is still federally illegal, which means that you cannot. There is tax precedence that says you cannot deduct expenses against illegal income. You've got to report the income, but you cannot report overhead expenses.
Wait. So if somebody buys something for some product for $1, sells it for $2, I can't write off the $1 that it cost me. So
now wait a minute. Now you're getting into a little more sophisticated because if you can write off the direct cost of the product, but that's it. So in selling marijuana, the retail stores that sell marijuana can deduct the cost of the marijuana, but that's it. They can't deduct the wages. They can't deduct the rent, the utilities. They can't deduct any of that. So it's really, really hard to make money in that industry. There's a lot of states.
And I wasn't even really talking about the sale of the marijuana. I was saying the shops that are up now that have all the bongs in the windows and the e-cigarettes and
Same
all
crowd,
that.
right?
Back to the 70s. Remember in the 70s? They were everywhere in the 70s. I don't have any clients that do that. I can't imagine that's actually a fast-growing industry.
Boy, it seems like they're popping up everywhere.
Because I think what they're popping up because they're thinking they're going to start selling marijuana and make money on that.
Right. So what about the big Micron question? What is that going to do?
It's going to be great. There's no bad thing about it, I suppose, other than if you don't want to sell your house and you're living next to it. But as a whole, as the whole economy, it's going to be great. Thousands of new businesses. Thousands of new employees, high-paid employees. This is going to be very, very good. But
doesn't that maybe hurt small business that are trying to keep their employees? Hey, these people down the road are paying twice as much. And then
not really, because there'll always be a new generation of people that are going to want to work because there's going to be
there's people that want to work?
Well,
there's
good and bad. I mean, with anything, there's good and bad, and you got to look at both sides. Yes, are they going to take some employees away from small businesses? Yeah, I'm sure they will. But there will be more people and more customers. So if you want to have a lot of people to hire, then you don't have customers because no one's working. So you've got to balance with that. So do businesses, particularly small businesses, struggle right now with finding new employees? Without a doubt, that is the hardest thing that people are doing these days, is finding good, solid employees that will work and work well. But that's an ongoing challenge that small businesses have everywhere, and they've got to come up with new ways to address it.
When did you see it start to become an issue? Like, was this an issue 7-8 years ago?
Yes, but it's worse now.
Okay.
I mean, it's been an issue for a long time.
Yeah, do you think? Is it COVID? Is that
something happened during COVID, and now there's less employment. There's less people looking for employment, and what's happening? The bigger companies are now bucking up more money, so there's people paying more. So because they can get it, more people are asking for it. So you get people asking, $25 an hour that maybe you paid them $16 or $17 dollars before, and they're out asking for it, and they're getting it at some places. The bigger companies are paying it, so you're kind of stuck with that. What's also happening is we're seeing a rebalancing of jobs that can be done virtual.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
We're seeing a lot of that. The accounting industry has a lot of that. Some of the others do as well. Let's just say Syracuse to New York City. If you had a job that was in New York City, how much would you have to pay an employee to live there, to work there?
3 times more.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you can take that person and outsource them to Syracuse, now you can pay that half as much as what you paid the person in New York City, more than what you would have had to pay for someone in Syracuse. So what that's doing, that's kind of modifying the entire wage base, down in New York City maybe, but up in Syracuse and some of the other.
Don't give any of my employees ideas, George. This is getting a little too.
So we're seeing some of that. So it is a challenge. There's no question, and it's just one of the challenges that small businesses have to face because we don't have enough people to go out. We don't have a full-time staff person to go find new people.
Right. Isn't he a wealth of knowledge? That's why I love George.
Favorite.
He's so good, man.
I know.
And it's always with a calm demeanor.
It's
not like, yes, of course. Of course, I like the toll people better than you.
And they're out of
which they're out of jobs now, too. So, all right. Hey, that's George Powers right there. Thank you so much, George.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great, what do they call it, first quarter there?
First, gpowers.com still?
Yeah.
Change it?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep it that way. All right. Sheila Ostrom is coming up next. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions. Keep it right here on the local show, 570 WSYR 106.9 FM, and go follow us on YouTube.